Well, trade in the clunker, cash in from Washington. It's an offer that thousands of us could not refuse, and that's how the billion-dollar Cash for Clunker program came close to running dry in its first week. And we're just hearing now that the House has passed a $2 billion extension. The Senate will likely do the same. In the meantime, what do prospective clunker traders need to know? CNN personal finance editor Jerry Willis can tell us. We also want to hear from Earl Stewart. He's a Toyota dealer in Florida who sold a lot of cars this past week and hopes that that trend will continue. Earl, let's go ahead and start with you. I know your concern was you didn't want to give your clients these cars because you didn't know if you were going to get your government funds, but I think as you heard right there, Jared Bernstein at the White House, economic advisor to the vice president, said, nope, we are going to honor all the transactions. Does that make you feel any better at this point?
Makes me feel a whole lot better, and it makes a lot of customers feel a whole lot better, not to mention my employees. We were real nervous last night after the cancellation of the program with just 5 hours notice. It was panicsville. We were really, really concerned, and a lot of customers are calling, and we feel a whole lot better now. I really hope this passes the Senate, and I know the $2 billion will be a fantastic stimulus to this economy.
And let's put it in perspective, because you had, what, 48 deals on the table? So that's $4,500 per car that you were going to wait for, and then 48 people waiting to get their new car from you, correct?
That's correct. We're up to 61 now. The showroom's packed, overflowing. We're having a better month than we had in the entire year. As a matter of fact, this June, or I should say July, thanks to Cash for Clunkers, it's been the first time we've exceeded 2008. So July of 2009 is actually a better sales month than 2008. We're just extremely happy, and every car dealer I talk to feels the same way.
So let me ask you then, for you, because we've been talking so much about car dealerships going under and major car industries going under as well. You have a program like this. When you heard about it and you started to partake in it, was this sort of a saving grace for you, kind of looking back, you know, oh, great, something here that's going to save me in a time that I might lose my business?
I was very hopeful when they announced the program, but frankly, I was a bit skeptical. It exceeded my expectations, and I believe everybody's expectations, to see how many clunkers were out there, especially clunkers that were being driven by people with good credit. Remember, you have to get credit approval in today's economic climate. Is not easy to get done, but we're seeing an awful lot of people driving older cars that have excellent credit and can afford and can get finance to buy a new one.
So what are you going to do with the clunkers?
Well, they've got to be scrapped. We're getting bids from 5 different salvage yards. We take the high bid and we pass the extra credit for what we get for salvage along to the customer off the price of the car, along with the government $3,500 or $4,500 credit.
Earl, stay with me. I want to bring in Jerry Willis now. Jerry, just now we found out that it passed the House. You're hearing Earl's story. He was pretty nervous about those 61 deals now. He didn't know he was going to get his money, and if indeed the clients were going to be able to get their new car. You know, what should prospective clunker traders consider now? You know,
right.
The fact that we heard, oh, it's out of money, now apparently it's going to be okay. What are your thoughts?
Well, you know, to start with, the money's been doubled. The original program was $1 billion. Now it's $2 billion. If you want to take advantage of this, here's what you need to keep in mind. First of all, don't sign one of these waivers that some dealerships out there are using that forces you to pay the voucher if the deal does not go through. And then have the dealership wait, if they can, to destroy your old vehicle until they're absolutely sure they're getting the voucher money. You don't want to be stuck without a car. And remember, you're going to want to act quickly. You know, Kira, one expert we talked to at Consumer Reports says it's entirely possible that Congress could tighten the requirements on mileage in the future to get even better results out of the program. The demand has been so big, they could ratchet down the people who are eligible for it and still do very well indeed. And one big thing here, and I don't know how happy Earl will be to hear this, but don't forget to negotiate the deal. Yes, you're getting help from the federal government, but that's okay. You should get the best price possible. Check out websites like Edmunds.com, ConsumerReports.org for strategies on negotiating. And if I could ask Earl one more question, I'm really curious about his business. Earl, tell us, if you would, how much more demand do you think there is out there? Was it a 1-month thing? Could it be 6 months of huge sales for people like you?
I think at least 6 months. There's a whole lot of people that still don't understand the program, and believe it or not, people that don't know about the program. Every day I'm talking to people that are not aware. So I think this thing could easily run another 6 months. By the way, I agree with all your suggestions to the buyers, and we have one other suggestion. The dealers are forced to offer an estimate of the salvage value. I suggest to the buyers out there, go beyond an estimate. Find out what they sell that salvage car for, because I hear an average of $75. We're getting $250 to $800 in salvage value,
wow,
and I can see even more. So be sure you know exactly what the salvage value. That should be taken off the price of the car.
That's good advice. Earl Stewart, Jerry Willis. All right, guys, that was news you can use. I appreciate you both. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay, more from the CNN newsroom straight ahead.